He's been performing here for the past couple of months, and he's an absolute killer. Guys, make him feel welcome. Round of applause for Alec Rubman.
Cool. How you guys doing tonight? So I'm a little tired today. I just came from my other job as a traffic cone. Didn't have time to change. Anyway, something really exciting is about to happen to me. Exactly 1 week from today, I'm leaving for college, freshman year. Feel free to clap. All right. So, as part of the college experience, I need to find a roommate, and that is an absolute pain in the ass. The school, they try to make it easy for you though. It's really nice. They have this thing called room surf. Basically, you get to see a list of kids, their interests, their habits. You get to see a picture, pretty much a platonic version of Grindr. Thank you. I thought it was funny too. Anyway, you just go on this website and you just start scrolling through, and eventually you're able to eliminate people. You know, you see the kid who doesn't want anyone back at the room. You don't want that. Kid who doesn't shower that often. Don't want that either. Real person, I swear to God. That's not even the worst one. One kid felt the need to mention that he was lactose intolerant. Right up front, before he mentioned anything else. He said lactose intolerant. And if you have to mention that before anything else, I'm gonna guess it's caused some problems before. So swipe left on him. And the other thing that you need to consider about choosing a roommate is that at some point, you're going to see your roommate naked. It's just how it happens. So with that in mind, I was able to eliminate the fat, hairy Italian guy, as well as the 6'10" center on the basketball team. I already have enough issues with size. Anyway, I was reading an article today, and the United States government thinks that self-driving cars will be in use all over the world by the year 2025. And I'm an optimist. I'm like, all right. And then I started thinking, aside from the automotive industry, there's one other industry that is going to have a field day with self-driving cars. Anyone have any guesses? Denmark? Are? Close, but no. Denmark? Let's see what you had to say. Don't know? All right, well, I'll tell you guys, porn. Hold on, porn is gonna have a fucking field day with self-driving cars. I have a couple theories on that. One, the car is the best place to jerk off. Now, don't knock it till you've tried it. Don't knock it. But think about it. Small, private, intimate, surround sound. And the only problem is that when you're in the car, usually you have to drive somewhere, and that takes up a lot of your hand business. Now, I'm sure there's someone somewhere, some guru, who's mastered the art of winking while driving. But for us mere mortals, it's just not an option right now. We don't have the hand-eye coordination. Anyway, here's my other theory on it, and it has to do with American society. Now, American society, as we all probably know, is just super, super fucking sexualized. There's sex everywhere, our clothes, our ads, just everywhere. And in addition to being super sexual, we're also ADD as fuck. So here's how this scenario would play out. You're sitting in your car, and your ADD kicks in. You're like, you're in the car, but you're not driving. Why aren't you driving? You should be driving. Why aren't you doing anything? Why aren't you busy? And then the over-sexualized part of your brain is just like, tits, 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 tits. And it's like, you're not doing anything, tits. You're not doing anything, tits. And the only logical response is to grab onto your dick and never let go. Honestly, folks, I think it's a matter of time until porn companies start coming out with their own cars. New from Pornhub Automotive, it's the fuck truck. With standard features like self-cleaning seats, automatic lotion dispenser, and self-driving mode, you'll be whacking it in style on the morning commute. Toyota better step its fucking game up, man. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about me a little bit. I am Jewish. I appreciate it. Clap for the Jews, they deserve it. Thank you, that made me feel good. Now, when you're the son of a Jew, your career path is basically limited to 3 options. lawyer, doctor, Wall Street. Now, I don't know if you guys were listening, stand-up comedian, not on that list. So, this is a conversation I need to have with my parents. And I just sit them down, I tell them, I love this is what I want to do with my life. And my father, after what feels like an hour of the most tense silence you can imagine, my father looks at me and he says, so you're going to spend your life pleasing strangers in dimly lit rooms. And before I can say anything else, he cracks a smile, looks at me and says, smart choice going into comedy then. You don't have the body to be a stripper. So let's talk about my dad. My dad and I share an account on Spotify, and that sucks. Mostly because I have my music that I like to listen to, and he has his music that he really likes to listen to. And I hate his music, because it's some weird shit. It's like Barry Manilow, The Village People. My mom has some questions, we won't even get into that. Anyway, my dad's favorite thing to do when I'm using the account is to pause my music and start playing his own. And that has been a huge fucking pain in the ass. Let me tell you a story. A couple of weeks ago, I had a girl back at the house, been dating for a while, and I thought that this was finally the time. I was ready to seal the deal. So we're in my room, making out, music's going, perfect. Then the music stops, and before I can say anything, before I can apologize, on comes my father's music. And folks, I don't know shit about women, I only know what I've experienced, but I can now tell you that without a doubt, there is no bigger cock block than Harry Belafonte's Banana Boat song. She wanted to go home long before daylight came. Alright, I gotta go soon, but I'll leave you with this. I'm actually not fully Jewish. I am half Jewish on my father's side. On my mother's side, I am half Italian. So, my parents always like to tell me this story. Apparently, a few months before I was born, my mom and dad were out to dinner with a bunch of my uncles and aunts, and my Uncle Eric, probably drunk, stands up and says, may he be Italian from the waist down and Jewish from the waist up. I'm glad you appreciated that, thank you. And it took me a while to figure out what that meant. Italian from the waist down, Jewish from the waist up. Was I supposed to have really tan legs and a really pale chest? Should I wear a Speedo and a t-shirt at the beach? And now, after all these years, I finally figured out what it meant. And I just want to say to my uncle, way to jinx it, you fucking asshole. I'm Alec Rubman. Thank you guys so much.
Alec Rubman, guys. Keep that